This is the AN-602, also known as the Tsar Bomba, the most powerful bomb ever detonated.
Built during the height of the Cold War, the Tsar Bomba unleashed a destructive force equal to 50 million tons of TNT. The Tsar Bomba was not just a weapon, it was an engineering spectacle designed to demonstrate unimaginable Soviet power.
In this documentary, we will break down the Tsar Bomba in detail, from launch preparation to the explosion and its aftermath.
The Tsar Bomba was an aerial hydrogen bomb nearly 26 feet long and weighing more than 54,000 pounds. The bomb's steel casing was lined with beryllium and thermal insulation designed to protect its sensitive nuclear materials. At the front of the bomb was a sophisticated control module connected to radio rangefinders and atmospheric sensors. The tail section carried one of the largest parachute systems ever used on a nuclear weapon. The aircraft selected to carry the Tsar Bomba was the heavily modified Tupolev Tu-95V Stryjek bomber.
To carry the Tsar Bomba, the Tu-95V underwent major structural modifications, including an enlarged bomb bay and specialized mounting systems.
Transporting the Tsar Bomba required extraordinary precision, specialized equipment, and extreme security measures. Once all systems were checked, the enormous bomb was carefully loaded into the modified bomber. The crew understood the danger of the mission. No aircraft had ever carried a weapon of this scale before. The bomber lifted off from Alenia Air Base and began its journey toward the remote Arctic test site. The destination was Novaya Zemlya, a remote Arctic archipelago used as the Soviet Union's primary nuclear testing ground.
At exactly the planned moment, the Tsar Bomba was released over the Arctic test zone. A massive multi-stage parachute system slowed the bomb's descent, giving the bomber crew precious seconds to escape. As the bomb descended, it was stabilized by a carefully engineered parachute system designed to delay detonation.
Царь бомба на подходе. Вы следите за радио. Типа на 117. Удар через 30 секунд.
The crew immediately turned away, racing to reach a safe distance before detonation. At the final moment, all systems confirmed, and the sequence reached detonation altitude. In a fraction of a second, the Arctic sky ignited with an unimaginable burst of energy. The fireball expanded rapidly, reaching miles across within seconds. The explosion formed a colossal mushroom cloud rising far above the stratosphere. Even hundreds of kilometers away, the shockwave reshaped the frozen landscape. Even the aircraft that delivered the bomb was affected by the distant shockwave.
Shockwave hit! Controls are staying!
The shockwave from the explosion circled the globe, detected thousands of kilometers away. Even the upper atmosphere was temporarily disturbed by the immense release of energy. Soviet scientists immediately began analyzing the unprecedented data from the test. The world quickly understood the scale of what had just been demonstrated. The Tsar Bomba became a defining moment in the nuclear arms race between superpowers. It reinforced the concept of mutually assured destruction that defined Cold War strategy. After the explosion, silence returned to the Arctic, but the world had changed forever. The legacy of the Tsar Bomba influenced decades of nuclear engineering and design philosophy. It also raised profound questions about the limits of human power and responsibility. The Tsar Bomba remains a symbol of both human ingenuity and the terrifying scale of destruction it can achieve. Much of what we know about the Tsar Bomba remains classified or partially revealed through declassified archives. Today, the Tsar Bomba exists only as a historical artifact and a reminder of Cold War engineering extremes. It was developed during a period of intense nuclear competition between global superpowers. The Tsar Bomba symbolizes both human scientific achievement and existential risk. In the end, its greatest impact was not destruction, but the global shift toward nuclear restraint.
The Tsar Bomba remains a warning from history of power beyond imagination.
The detonation process involved a precisely timed sequence of nuclear reactions occurring in fractions of a microsecond. Even decades later, the legacy of nuclear testing remains detectable in scientific records. Declassified materials continue to reveal new insights into the design and development of the Tsar Bomba. Today, the Arctic test site remains largely silent and uninhabited. Modern nuclear weapons are smaller, more precise, and strategically different from Cold War-era megabombs. The story of the Tsar Bomba is ultimately a story about human choices and responsibility. From design to detonation, the Tsar Bomba remains one of the most extraordinary engineering achievements in history, and it stands as a permanent reminder of both the power and the peril of human innovation. Military doctrine during the Cold War was shaped by the constant possibility of total nuclear escalation. Behind every technological achievement lies the human cost of its potential use. Modern science can still detect subtle traces of historical nuclear activity across the planet. In the vast scale of history, the Tsar Bomba remains both a warning and a lesson for future generations. Future generations may analyze events like the Tsar Bomba through advanced artificial intelligence and historical simulation models. Over time, nature continues its slow process of recovery even in the most extreme environments. The story of the Tsar Bomba is now taught as part of global scientific and historical education. Human progress has always existed between innovation and destruction. In the end, the Tsar Bomba is not just a weapon in history, it is a reflection of humanity itself. History is a continuous chain of events shaped by human decisions and technological evolution. Scientific progress always raises questions about responsibility and ethical boundaries. Modern systems aim to monitor and reduce risks on a global scale. Digital archives allow humanity to preserve and study its most critical historical moments. The legacy of the Tsar Bomba becomes part of a larger universal story of knowledge, power, and responsibility. On a cosmic scale, even the most powerful human creations are insignificant compared to the universe itself. Human civilization continues to evolve through accelerating waves of technological innovation. Modern technology allows historians to reconstruct events with unprecedented accuracy.
Today, human knowledge is interconnected across the entire planet in real time. And in the vast silence of space, every story becomes part of a greater universal memory.